Boys and girls, it is a good day to work hard. We're going to continue our attempt to try to just get to diamonds so I can dick around a little bit. Dicking around a little bit. We're going to continue to play Black-White Vampires, which I believe is the currently displayed deck on the deck master. Alright. It is a good day to play some MTGA. Not day 90 TV, just day 9 TV. That seems good. Why is it so hot in here? Oh, it's because I have my air conditioning on. Oh my god, alright. I have story time for y'all when I get back. Story time for y'all when I get back. Oh my god, it's gonna be a story. It's gonna be so sick. Bing bong. A willy wally wing wong. Keep 6. Swamp, it is a good day to goodbye. In before the rebrand to when you're day 90 TV. Hello! I've been streaming for many years. Welcome to day 90 TV. How's my lighting look? Looks a little odd, but I don't really give a damn. Gar Moore, what is up? So gearing up to spend a weekend watching 3 Cats and 2 Dogs for a friend of mine. That is a good-looking, good-sounding kind of weekend, my dude. Oh my god, can I just say I am having such a tough time these last few weeks. Such a tough-ass time, man. Fuck. I slept for some remarkably long amount of time. And still do not feel rested. It was one of those, like, get up. Wow, we dodged a bullet, huh? One of those sleep for a long time. One of those not read like nightmares like crazy. Been having them for a few days, man. It's been obnoxious. God, it's so annoying. Tried to play a game of Dota last night, and it was actually, like, such a disaster. It's one of these things where there's a game that goes poorly in Dota, because sometimes games just go poorly in Dota, and that's fine. But then there's, like, I want to hit my Q button to throw a nuke, and instead, I just, like, can't quite hit the button, even though my finger's, like, resting on the key. Just like I'm trying to do it, kind of like if you're walking, or if you've been running for like 3 hours or something like that, and you're trying to move your legs and they like just don't friggin' move. All right, let's. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're mostly goody dotty do. Wow, that is an incredible misstep by your pal Sean. That's fine. Whew. Oh yeah, it has been très rough. Go ahead and pay this life here. Alright, so I think Skymarcher Aspirants are actually pretty substantial for getting us the extra reach we need, but I think this is still fine. More efficient. Yeah, no, I've just been having such a hard time sleeping, such a hard time focusing, all sorts of stuff, which makes sense given the context, but still, I just can't stand it, man. It's frustrating as all hell. It's a very thick, crazy boy. But I did manage to make myself go to the gym just now. Damn it, I went to the gym and I ran my little tush off. I know you guys are here for the banana noises for sure. This is rather good. So I can just kind of swing out. Said story time? Yeah, no, this is the story. You're hearing the story right now. That's pretty good. That's actually very good. Good play. Good play. We got not enough to Skymarch, but there it is. Was good for clearing a wee bit of stuff off. I'm still bonking in for a touch of damage. And I don't actually think I want to pay the health here. Maybe I do. No, I think that's enough. Yeah, God, I am just so... I'm having the hardest time lately, man. It is the worst. Yeah, man, Jeff Hoagland's deck has been absolutely everywhere. It's about the only one we can comfortably attack with. Getting these to fly is probably our win condition. Very confused why we tossed the Lieutenant away. We didn't toss it away, Boots. We had a 2-2 and a 4-4 in the air, so the choice was to kill the 4-4, which would be a permanent wall, or kill the 2-2, which would have kept our Lieutenant alive.
I only pick targets that interest me. Lucky you.
That's a good play.
It's not often I'm outmaneuvered.
So basically we need a land or Sorin. Let those through. No. We'll be able to draw a billion. Alright, got us. Yeah, man, Hoagland decks are great decks, dude. So, we're up against this kind of deck. How do we want to adjust this? Oath of Kai doesn't seem particularly good here. Legion's End actually is quite good here. I think we don't treat it as like we're up against a board that's slowly building. This is the kind of card that I would want, say, against a Golgari deck that is summoning a lot of Wild Growth Walkers and Jade Light Rangers, where the board gets clogged and no one can really attack each other, and I can just continue to pump Ajani, the Adversary, of Tyrants, little minion Greeblies. Do I want Vona? Let's see here. I don't think I want Vona. I want to mostly be aggressive, I believe. I want to mostly be trying to kill rather quickly. So I don't want this, which is sort of a hedge to give us longer term value. I think I would rather have a Noxious Grasp in there. Most of their creatures. Come on, put it in the damn deck, man. So we're more or less sort of persistently aggressive deck I say persistently because it's not like we're trying to win hyper fast, but we have a lot of tools to just continue to chonk through their nerds. Forgot to eat lunch, so I'm gonna go get lunch, probably in like an hour and a half. And by go get lunch, I mean go to my kitchen and put some chicken on a plate. Okay, these are not the sort of hands that we want in Magic the Gathering. Fucking hell. Ugh. I think like this is about what we can hope for. Mulliganing to 5 hurts. Oh my god, it's Shmagegi, one of the greatest human beings to ever randomly genetically occur. God, Shmagegi, the fact that the universe somehow created you is just great news, isn't it? I mean, you're someone who's so great, it really makes me believe in the value of randomness, you know? I support loot boxes because occasionally it produces Shmagegi. I'm going to go for the greedier play here and just get the Legion's Landing out. Or do I just want to draw 2 right now? I think I have to go greedy and draw because we mulliganing. I mean, seriously, if EA just disclosed it in their loot boxes, there was a 0.001% chance of Shmagegi, I'd be like, yeah, this is a great surprise mechanic. Let's keep it in there. Alright, so we do this. Hello, it's me, Sorin, Imperious Dingbat.
Immediately, or you will taste my blade.
And then I'm just gonna shoot you with a thing. Ah! Perfect.
These childish games.
Yes, let's thin the deck out first. That seems like a good play. Let's get this black one out. Even though we have a white creature. Fuck my... I keep forgetting that Assassin Trophy lets it come out. Untapped. Turned out okay in the end. Let us kill. Alright, so depending upon what occurs on this here next turn here, Leg Ion's End is going to be a valuable and helpful thing. Off the top, another Champion's... We fucking lost. What an incredible sideboard that we are so dead. You know what? I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to him. We're just going to start off on the back foot. It's fine. Mull to 4, get saved by a Champion of Dusk, get owned by a sideboard. Play. By the way, I'll note that although we were on the receiving end of that, this is what I love about Best of 3, is that you can do those kinds of things in your sideboard plan where you're like, okay, there's a lot of vampires right now. I'm just going to put in a Massacre Girl. This is going to be an extremely strong way to clear the Bard. Overall, I don't think Massacre Girl is a good sideboard technique with that specific deck because you go sufficiently wide anyways. But, you know, if you're up against a shitload of... this is a great hand. If you're up against, say, a shitload of Vampire, then you know, I guess it's arguably reasonable. Sputnik DK says, I guess Massacre Girl is better than Wrath since it kills Vanguard. Well, Sputnik, I would argue that... Well, okay, so in a vacuum, it does do well against a Vanguard. That's, I think, is an absolutely appropriate consideration. I think more broadly, though, what we'd say is that... oh my god, I have an Isolated Chapel. This brain is a shitty brain. I think what we would say, though, is that the Sultai Yarok Field deck primarily seeks to win the video game by building up a large board of 2/2s in a very persistent way. Like, we can summon 4 to 6 2/2s, and then it gets swept, and the next turn we summon 4 to 6 2/2s, and then it gets swept, in the next turn we summon 2 2/2s, and the next turn more and more and more and more and more. You know, so if you're up against a Vampires deck, and you're getting to a pretty significant amount of board clogging nerds, I don't necessarily think you need a substantial amount of sweepy wrath effects that are at 5 mana. I think more valuably, you can just have single target removal to pick off things as they come and then overwhelm with zombies. At least that's how my deck works. Let's see here. So this is appearing to be an Is It Phoenix deck. Because we see the Radical Idea, we see the Chart of Course, we see the blue-red mana, and we don't see any black, anything like that. So this pretty strongly would indicate to us that... this is going to be an Is It Phoenix. Boots is saying, cut Legion's Landing, add Seeker. Well, we already have 2 Seekers in there, but I think we absolutely want 4 copies of Legion's Landing. It's just such an efficient threat. It's not the most incredible 1-drop, but it's very good for any aggro deck that needs to win after a wee little bit of time. That's a cute little play. Unsummon is a very cute tech as well. Let's see if there's an attack commenced with this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the play that we're gonna do. We're just gonna go ahead and bring down the Knight of the Ebon Legion once again, and then we're going to sacrifice this 1/1 to kill this Arclight Phoenix. Because if you look at the situation that our opponent is in, our opponent spent a rather odd mixture of spells, Opt Shock and then Unsummon, just to be able to get a Phoenix out there, and it's pretty rare to have several 1-mana cards in hand, and then several more 1-mana cards in hand, which then means this Phoenix is unlikely to come out on this turn. Sputnik said, oh, I wasn't thinking about it in the context of Sultai. I was thinking about Massacre Girl in general. Yeah. I do think that Massacre Girl, like, it was sufficiently interesting in that spot that it makes me go, yeah, like, what are some other decks that might not be a zombie-based that it could be useful in? I wish to be dead. I'll once again note that our assertion the prior turn has turned out to be correcto. Our assertion being that it was unlikely that if these 3 1-mana spells were spent to summon an Arclight Phoenix on turn 3, it's very unlikely that our opponent would have had a way to resummon the Phoenix again on a subsequent turn. This matchup is quite straightforward. I actually think we are overwhelmingly favorited in this matchup, unless my opponent just jams in a shitload of things like Lava Coils. Strange it didn't Lava Coil the Adanto. Well, I would just immediately make this thing indestructible, and then it would live through it. Because this says, if that creature would die, exile it instead, so the indestructible prevents it from dying. So it's one of those... Yeah, Crucial Balloon says, oh, well, you know how I found that out? I Lava Coiled an Adanto Vanguard and it didn't die, and then my brain folded in half, and that hurt quite badly. Clever. Alright, so we have a pretty monstrous turn here. This has to block, and we get to kill it for free. And what do I mean by this? What I mean is that we, well, I mean, we could just shoot and shoot, but this is just so much better.
This is but a taste of my power.
So my opponent technically doesn't have to block here, but then next turn we would very trivially just kill with Sorin. Two things were an unsummon and a love quote. Nice. Mortify swing sacrifice was lethal, I believe. Jesus, of course it was, Chronothos. Woo! Oh, man, whatever. We're just starting the day. You know, they say that exercising unclogs your brain. It hasn't. Hasn't at all. Hasn't all unclogged my brain, man. My brain has been a complete sack of potatoes for a few days. It's so funny. I've been, like, setting up the opportunity to do that for turns, and then it just... It's more than that I missed it. It's that it didn't even begin to enter into my thought process at all. It's not like I was analyzing all the possibilities. I was just like, la la la, no way to kill this turn. Wee dee 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 dee. That's shit. Yeah, I don't know why anyone ever says that exercising will increase your energy level and clear your brain, man. Exercising makes me tired. Am I hyped for TI9? Asked Grim Coyote. Well, I did participate in the renting of a large mansion with 12 friends so that we can spend 6 days watching Dota. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. Okay, so these Legion's End are bad. We want to be rather aggressive, kind of as aggressive as we can be. Despark's obviously very, very good in this matchup. Come on, let me scroll. Oh, I don't need to. I think the Butcher of Magan is pretty tight. Again, Dusk Legion, Zealot, these things that kind of let us stretch a bit deeper into the game are not as valuable. I think a pair of Duresses is good. Lets us get rid of things like the Finale of Promise and things like that. Oath of Kaya is not a very good card because trust me, it isn't. It's not a particularly good card because things like the Phoenixes, we go kind of like 1-for-1 with them at not instant speed. Does Gideon fit in here? Oh my god, Gideon is a very, very good card. That's a fantastic call chain, so I didn't even think about this in this matchup. We're surprisingly light on Sanctum Seekers. Yeah, we're just running a pair. Just running a pair of Sanctum Seekers. They're not incredible. They're not incredible. That seems very good. It's a bad hand. It's a good hand. The one that we can't cast, we say goodbye to. Zifnab says, hi chat, hi Mr. Day9. Howdy do to you, Zifnab84. God. Can I just say my cats make me so happy? I have really awesome cats. Like, they're like dogs, honestly. They just kind of want to be nearby and hang out all the time. This might look a little bit overbold, but I think this is completely acceptable play. Just, this thing can proc so many threats early game. You know, I've been having a hard time the last few months. These little kitties have been extra attentive and loving and just fantastic. Just the best little baby cats ever. Zifnab84 says, not too bad. I started learning Blender. I made a bridge. That's so cool. I've always wanted to start to learn more about 3D modeling and animation and stuff, just to be able to make any fiddly prototype look somewhat acceptable. Well, I can't quite do everything I want to do. I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to give this indestructible until end of turn.
I believe in you, friend.
Did I end up playing that Enchanter's deck from What the Deck on the ladder? I did. I got absolutely stomped, which is a wee bit sad, but it's all good. By the way, notice that by giving this indestructible, he could not shock the more valuable target. Yeah, I just got shit on, like, so horrifically badly. Basically, any spell that runs any, or any deck that runs any removal early game just dumped on me, which kind of stunk. I think there's merit, too. Doing something Enchanter focused that has some 1-drops in it, 1-drops with Hexproof. My opponent is bonked on land, so that's grand. Let's just give this one. Perfect. I'm very excited to get this party started. Groovy Rasputin says, I gotta love that perfectly timed lunch break stream. Ow, yeah. Let's give this one indestructible. Oh my god, it's my very first damage. Overlay doesn't seem to like Gideon Blackblade. Yeah, Maldarino wants to take up the everything. Gideon cannot exile land. It's pretty much the only thing it can't exile, which is great. As if Nab says, so far it's more of a stage of getting comfortable with the UI and like a million trillion functions. Yeah. Oh my god. Alright, so let's give this one, the one that currently doesn't have any sort of counter on it. Let's give this one. Indestructible seems acceptable here. Because I'm going to be giving it Death Touch and Lifelink anyways. Yeah, a lot of programs and a lot of things that are very technical feel a lot of like, I don't know, just figuring out how to do the buttons. That's the big thing. Just figure out how to do the buttons. Like Unity, I mean, I've used Unity a lot. Like a shitload of Unity. From a hobbyist perspective. Like, I've never developed professional programs in it and whatnot, but like, you know, I've done a lot of shit in it. And I mean, there's whole areas that I've never even touched. I don't even know how they work. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's just like a reality thing. If you want a program that does a lot, you cannot design an iPhone game engine where you simply hit one button and it all works. Looks good. Tricknickel mode says, I'm using Unity professionally for almost 3 years now, and there's still parts of it that I haven't touched. Yeah, it's a dope-ass program, man. I love Unity. Unity's great. I've been using Unity since around 2009. 2009. I mean, I started using Unity right when they were even like starting to like get in touch with universities and give access to university accounts. This is when the first engine I worked extensively with was called Torque. And I am not fond of Torque. I was much more inexperienced back then. But still, much more a fan of Unity's workflow. And I feel like if any of you want to learn, you know, see Sputnik talking about musical programs and sort of obtuseness of there. If you want to learn like a music program or a 3D art program or a game engine or any of those things, I think that I would just say be very comfortable with the idea that it's just going to take some months to learn the interface, and that's okay. It's going to take some months. Cruendathos is not a fan of Torque. You just had to give it the right spin. Ah, yes, we have a surrogate I am the Shaz in chat. Named Cruendathos. Oh my god, Jade, this is on Sunday. I watched your VOD for last week where you played Outer Wilds. I had such an incredible time watching you play. An experience that I bought it right then and there. Oh, dude, it is actually such a sick game, man. Like, oh my god, I love that game. I mean, my things are a wee bit too stressful as of late, but... I would love to return to it at some point. It just got to me too. It was too stressful. But I think that is just so good. Subnautica is kind of the same thing. It's just like too stressful for me. Is this the appropriate build? Because we basically want to just beat ass and clear the way and remove threats. I think this is a fine thing. Super Mario Bros. Says, I modeled a whole scene in Blender. How difficult, time-consuming would it be to import into Unity and make it into an escape room? Again, I've never personally used Blender. But my understanding is that it's more or less trivial. Sure is hard to try to style your hair when you don't have much of it. Sputnik says, your cat's indoor, outdoor? Well, I would say they're mostly indoor. Mostly indoor. Sheriff and I go on walks once or twice a day. And the walks largely consist of Sheriff stepping out onto the welcome mat, flipping upside down and getting tummy rubs. And then walking about 15 feet and looking down at the grass. And the dogs in the grass, because we're one floor above where the grass is. And then subsequently flipping upside down and rubbing against the fencing on the rails. And then she's good. Then we go home. What do you wish to block? JPC guy says, tried taking my cat for a walk, it didn't go well. It's nice. Howdy 95 says, how do we submit a deck list for Sean to play? I mean, you can just message me, man. On the Discos. Discord is a good avenue. So I think we say no attacks, and what we're shooting for is a fly sky guy. Tolsomir, friend of green.
Sorry I'm late. Trust me, I have a plan.
Well, that doesn't do terribly much negative to us. That's fine. What a great sideboard play. So I actually think that I misunderstood. I thought that I was up against a Bant ramp deck, but I'm not up against a Bant ramp deck. I'm up against what appears to, or not. I thought that I was up against a Bant Scape Shift deck. Excuse me. But I think I realize now that I'm actually up against a Bant ramp deck, because this is in some Scape Shift decks. This is not in Scape Shift decks, and this is just an interesting card that I think occasionally makes a cameo appearance. What deck is this? This appears to be a Bant ramp deck. That kind of sucks. Twas a good play regardless. These are going to trade, which is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? My opponent's kind of roasty-toastying me.
be a bad idea.
Oh, I love hearing this. Lyra says, I love how much you give love to your cats on stream. I just lost my beautiful pupper last week, and your positive energy and wholesome content has really gone a long way and helped me feel a bit better throughout the day. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear that, and I'm so sorry about your puppy. Oh my god. What a sweet thing little animals are. I got my girl in a cardboard box right next to me. Being a very good cat. Very happy to have her here. Attack, my friends. Hi, Despy. Hi. Hello, sweetheart. Yeah. You make me happy, and my love for you makes other people happy. It's the circle of love. Tolsimir, friend of Day 9. Sputnik says, this chat really seems to want me to tough it out and build a skill set and get a cat. Yes, damn it. Do the things I do, Sputnik. Crucial Balloons is envious of your cat's attitude. My corgi pup likes to be near me when I'm playing games, but he wants to jump and climb all over me and my desk. So excitable. Yeah.
Here we
A good puppy dog. This does reek a little bit of desperation, which is surprising and delightful. Bouncing this and maybe sending this in could be a potential avenue, but...
Don't worry, I got this.
The Adanto Pants Guard. Sending this in for an attack is pseudo-reasonable. Fucking farts. Alright, I really need to get in some more single target removal against this bastard. No blocks. None. I wish not to block. This protects that, and this...
Defeating you will not bring me pleasure. I bestow a mighty curse.
Do like this, and then I'm not going to play the Adanto. Yeah, I could technically play this, and then... that'll get trample. No, I think this is better. Yeah, I think one of the reasons why my little sweet kittens are just such lovey-dovey girls is that you like, first of all, like we don't really pressure the cats to do things, you know. Boy, that's good news. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Adanto, and then instead of playing the Champion of the Dusk, I'm gonna -3 it out onto the battlefield, so that way we get the 4 damage dealt, which immediately is going to proc this at the end of the turn regardless. Boy, do we have some options here, huh? If I attack here... How much damage is this? This is 4, and this is 5, so that's 9. It would bring my opponent down to 5, and I don't quite have enough damage after that. This just gets Death Touch. So if we plus this one, like this, then as we're attacking, this can't attack this turn? Well, I mean, it's fine. My overall play is still the same. fuck. Ugh, the one card that would own us. Okay, now the good news is that we sideboarded basically completely incorrectly. Duress is horrible against this deck. Not that it really mattered in that particular one. Vona's very good. Let's see here. Mortify we want to bring back in. Noxious Grasp is very good. I actually do like an Ajani here. Do you think Oath of Kai is good? What is actually good here? I think it's actually a Dusk Legion Zealot is what I'm bringing back in. Because we can win quickly, but we're not winning like that stupidly quickly. Despark feels like a very fringe situational thing to me. It's very fringe because Despark I typically want against Planeswalkers or really durable Obnoxious to get through threats. In terms of creatures, we just have cast downs. I mean, we have like a suite of things to shit upon things. So like the Ceratops, for instance, we can kill with cast downs. We can kill with Noxious Grasps. So we have like 6 ways to deal with that. Ross JSG suggesting cutting the Legion's Landing in this spot. And I'm not actually sure of when the exact correct times are to cut the Legion's Landing. I mean, typically I like it quite a bit. Like against mono red, I might ditch it because, you know, it's just one. It's just the one thing. Now, if we can just get... rats. Alright, so I think that the correct choice is this. We lose out on the opportunity to play the cast down, but I mean, it's completely fine. Like, we have enough to flip a Legion's Landing next turn, which can get us out Sorin, Imperious, Bloodlord, which will get us out of Champion of the Dusk, which will allow us to take a big old dump upon the enemy. Yeah, I mean, this is a very difficult situation for CMA 28 to win in. Bing, bong, bang. Oh, no, this is part of the reason why I liked Legion's Landing. It just gives a lot of flexibility in spots like this. This is turning into like one of those vampire games where it's just like, yeah, no, welcome to turn 4, dude. Tolsimir, Friend of Wolves. It's gonna get the Leg Ion, Lieutenant Ion. Well, you don't draw better than that, do you? Is that death? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it is close, though. That's a fucking legendary wolf? What? This wolf is legendary? Are we serious right now? It's a legendary wolf? Really? Wow. Voja, friend to elves. Tolsimir, friend to wolves. Now there's an elf that's got to be a friend to Tolsimir, and all of a sudden we have the Triangle of Love! Legendary token, man. Fucking hell. Well, at least we get our cast downs up. Jester DuckTales says, the only wolf that likes elves, such is his legacy. Okay, so we're going to lose our Skymarcher pal. See you later, alligator. And then what, CMA? Fucking Teferi.
Known for my excellent timing.
Fucking L.
Let's try this.
Victory. I did it. Ooh woo. Lintiglow. 400 bits says GG. Hey, thanks, Lintiglow. I don't know if that's you we're playing against. I profit off the death of enemies. Oh my god. Lock me is term. Says that when your parrot Houdini died, I thought I'd never get another bird for a long time. And 6 months later, I had the chance to adopt the sweetest African grey I've ever met. I couldn't imagine not having Jasper with me. Oh my god, do you have any photos of your little birdie? Can I ask for bird pics? Oh my god, what a special little bird. I had 2 parakeets when I was a wee lad. Oh, there's JPC guys sharing pictures of the kitty. Oh, JPC. Oh. Go ahead and run the one that deals more damage. Alright. What now? This is a very unusual set of cards that we're seeing out of the enemy. I like doing it in this order because then next turn I can Sorin and sack the 1/1 to kill something and still flip the Legion's Landing. I gotta swing with them all, yeah. Ba-boom. A ghoul spellbreaker. Got him. Victoire. I'm gonna start buffing this one because this one's gonna be getting buffed anyways. See, I told you. So we're going to need a lot of single target removal in this early game spot. Because we did it. Okay, so if it's Gruul, definitely not the board buildy type ones or the Oath of Kaya. Probably not even the Legion's End. Definitely the Cast Down. Definitely the Noxious Grasps. And I think definitely the Desparks in this matchup. I want to see if I can work in a Vona. Oh, Dusk Legion Zealot super sucks here. Yeah. Let's get to platinum. Let us get to platinum. Sputnik DX says, what's the strongest black 1-drop that's ever been printed? What's the name of it? It's in the Graveyards deck. What's the name of it? Dark Ritual's not a 1-drop. What's the name of it? 1-drop black creature Modern. What the hell is the name of it? It's the one that's like a 13-13 where it gets -X, where -X is your life total. 13-13, 1-drop MTG. Death Shadow, thank God. Thank God for the internet. I think that one's very, very strong. Universally, it was thought to suck for a long time. Death Shadow's very good. There's also there's a black 1-drop that can like be played from the graveyard if you control a zombie. That one's pretty sick. Is that Gravecrawler? Yeah. Gravecrawler's very, very sick. Because it can recursion. And to understand recursion, you must first understand recursion. I think it's better for me to play the Legion Lieutenants and get them to buff one another. You gonna do it now? Oh, Dovin's poop, huh? Deathrite is definitely the best black 1-drop. Yeah, I mean, Deathrite Shaman was actually like so stupidly ridiculously powerful. Deathrite Shaman was like it was 1 black or 1 green. You could pay either. And you could, what were the abilities? Your pal Day9 really knows his decks, huh? You can exile a land card from a graveyard and add 1 mana of any color. You can exile target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard. Each opponent loses 2 life. You can exile a creature card from the graveyard and gain 2 life. I mean, that card is pretty freaking sick. The reason the Deathrite Shaman was so especially sick is that it was flexible, because you could do black or green in order to cast it turn 1. You could tap it and exile a land to ramp, and it's not that hard to get things into the graveyard. But more than anything, Modern as a format is just, I feel like it is the format about the graveyard. It's the graveyard format, especially now with Hogak. There's a creature card that smears Hogak on the enemies. It's a really gross, very visceral creature. You got it. I guess we're doing this. Yeah, so I mean, like, there's a lot of things like Snapcaster Mage is a card that lets you target a card in your graveyard and recast it. And then it gets exiled. Okay, well, the thing they target, you then, in response, tap your Deathrite Shaman and nuke it. What do you know? I want to win this race, baby. Looking a little bit deft here. Well, you can bring him down a little bit. Nice. Well, that looked really lucky. looks more unlucky now, huh? Alright, I don't really dislike our snide boarding plan. I think that's fine. Almost got him. Legion's End seems amazing. Get the Gross Chamber Guardian deck. Well, the reason I'm not exactly over the moon about putting Legion's End in is that I think that the only 2-drop in this deck is that card. And there's Llanowar Elves, which I actually don't care that much about. First of all, let me explain why I don't care as much about Llanowar Elves. There's not a tremendous amount of, like, hasty-type creatures. So, if they ramp into them, these decks typically don't have card draw, so I'll just, like, 1-for-1 and then keep building the board. So the Legion, yeah, big nerds come out. I mean, things like this are just not that big of a threat. Because I already have, like, the 1-for-1 answers. And also, just good old-fashioned targeted removal is relatively effective against Growth Chamber Guardians, because if they try to adapt, you can then Mortify in response and they don't get it. So I want to point out that, like, for instance, in that circumstance, I have haste! Woohoo! This is looking like a win. Yeah, and so, I mean, basically, it's a card that I can use conditionally to go 1-for-1 with a lot of cards like Growth Chamber Guardian. I'm really just going 1-for-1 at the end of the day with it. It can stop a Growth Chamber Guardian that has gone off and brought more things out and adapted and stuff like that, but even then, I'm still effectively going 1-for-1 card. Because the Growth Chamber was one card that then drew another card. And then I'm basically deleting the Growth Chamber Guardian, the card that it drew. So they got +1 card, -1 card in hand, and they got +1 card on the field, -1 card from the thing that I just cast. So, you know, you're basically going even at that point. Fuck. These two guys are going to be good beaters, though. I don't need to Mortify anything right now. So overall, looks pretty good for us. Not incredible for us, but, you know, it looks good nonetheless. Swing on in. Let's see here. He's good. Entropy. Entropy TV. Whom I went out to dinner with last night has just gifted 20 subs to the channel. Hot diggity damn, Entropy. It's good to see ya. Entropy, Entropy, Entropy. Entropy says, you know what you did. Yeah, I paid for dinner like a real bastard.
No peace!
Like a real piece of shit. Entropy, Entropy, Entropy. How the heck are you? It's me, day 9. I hope you're fine. I want to kill this guy too. Now there, that's actually the clutchest play of the day right there, man. That was super duper ultra sick. This nerd was like so thick. That play I do not agree with. But I could be whiffing on something. Did it. Yeah, I think Outer Wild might be one of the greatest games that has ever been made. Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds. Oh my god, what a... I haven't even beaten it. I've only played it for like 6 hours, and given the pace at which I go through games, I've only played about 4.5 hours of content. God, it's so good. Is that my favorite gray cat? Is that my little gray princess over there taking a nap? Hi, sweetie pie. Yeah, good morning. I was thinking of waking you up with a little cat massage. How about that? Hey. Do you want to smell? Yeah, it's always important to smell the hand. Do a confirmation that it's dad, and it is dad. Isn't that great news? Yep, get a nice little stretch going. And then maybe sit down and... Oh, I didn't realize it was tummy time. God, I started streaming live at 1. Look at that. The time has passed, and it's already tummy time o'clock. What a good cat. What a good cat. Did you finish Outer Wilds off stream? I haven't finished it off stream. I'm trying to only do low-stress things. Only low stress. Because the doctor said that I have too much stress. That conversation still just fucking cracks me up so much. Well, doctor, you know, I'm really kind of concerned. You know, maybe I'm thinking maybe it's a new diet. You know, I've been having a triple espresso that day. I had several glasses of whiskey at the memorial service. Maybe that had a contributing factor. No, you're just very stressed. Well, I mean, I want to stress that I did quite a bit of caffeine that day, and you know, I did accidentally miss lunch, and so you know, maybe that was contributing factors. No, it's grief and stress. Well, you know, I don't know. The moon was in a weird alignment last night, and you know, solar winds have been coming down pretty heavily. Like maybe that's, you know, just trying to find any explanation, man. I don't want to be diagnosed with being stressed. No, you're stressed.
Right on schedule.
Pride myself in being a little workhorse.
Oh, I've done the...
Well, I also get great joy and entertainment out of doing things such as working on projects, doing streaming,
Matter of time.
having stuff I need to do, like doing the dishes. I like crossing those little things off. When I can't do them, I don't actually feel like myself, you know. There's Smuggling is so far so good. Adanto Vanguard is an extremely strong card against any of these control-y type decks, and this does have the look and feel of a 4-color control deck. Five-color control. Not a good card. Spend 5 mana to kill a 1/1 lifelinker that came for free with Allegiance Landing. We can still flip. So it's 5-color. Is this that weird 5-color? What's the name of him? Goloid? Golos? Solog? I will sacrifice this one. Well, fuck. Getting a chance to watch this old Tony? I did, Entropy TV. I watched 20 minutes of a 30-minute video about how to make an espresso. What? This creature is an unfortunately legendary creature, so I cannot cast it down. Alright, it's me, the Knief. This old Tony is a fascinating channel. It's a machinist who basically walks through step by step, in beautiful close-up, how to build a bunch of stuff.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. You know what? I'm not done yet.
One land and we can kill. Please attack. This deck actually appears to have just put in a lot of cards. This, thus far, is my read on the deck. We got Time Wipes, Teferis, Thought Erasers, got an Angrath. We got a Wiz and Weave. Whoa. This is quite good. Why aren't we attacking face? We just have lethal on board, right? Obviously they block, but still.
Let's skip the good part.
I think it's almost all, unless you have a guarantee of swinging into the face, I just don't think it's, or a guarantee of killing. I think it's just always more reasonable to go for the nerd. Alright, that probably kills us. It's not clear if anything helps us. Go ahead and concede this one. So, it doesn't look like an especially well put together deck. It looks kind of hilarious and cute, but I think we're going to get a significant win on the back end. Let me briefly check Niv Bolus. Where is this? mtggoldfish.com. Where is this Niv Bolus list? Alright, so I think if my opponent tries to put in any creatures, they're insane. Sorry, friend. Oops, not you. You. Seems reasonable. Seems reasonable. Seems très raisonnable. I mean, the Duress really shits on our opponent. If we win this, we get to Diamond, and then I get to screw around again. Could be fun. Could be fun to be a little bit of a screwy Louie Dewey. Oh, baby. That's a bad one. That's a good one. That is a good one. We're very likely going to wait until turn 2 to double Duress. Just get the Knight of the Ebon Legion onto the board. Hey, Despark, are you a good kitty? Oh my god, I love this frickin' cat. Let's see if we can get the kitty cam. Alright, let's detach it from the stand. Ah. Hello, this is my face. Hello, you're in the box. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, hi. Yeah. Oh, you're such a little performer. Okay, let me... She's just napping in the box. Here, let me give you some head scritchies. There you go. Yes. Oh, this is so good. You having a good time? Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, just close those little eyes. You can go back to bed. Alright, let me put this thing back. She's a cute cat when she's not sitting on the mouse. Yeah, tell me about it, man. Ah, everything is ruined. Ah. 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 Thanks, Ross. Let's see what we're up against first. Glacial Fortress. This is a bit spiky. Oh, this deck is so weird. Dovins veto the Legion's landing if they wish. What now, huh? Oh, fuck, man. I think we're dead then. We basically lose because this thing comes out. I think that's right. I look and feel dead. It's an interesting list. Doesn't seem particularly stable, but it's one of those decks where if you get there, you get there huge. Is the cat box one of the best additions to your stream setup? It so is. I do feel a little claustrophobic because I like to have a lot of room, but anything for this little cat. The interesting thing about that 5-color deck is that you traditionally say that 5-color decks are just jank garbage. But that one does appear to have like every temple in the game. Like, so you're just constantly scrying list. Oh, fuck. I meant to... Oh, shit. I was trying to play these two guys. Oh, fuck. I just misclicked on the wrong one. Ah, what a waste. Fuck. Ugh. The Field of the Dead, namely Hoagland's new Sultai variant, is going to survive rotation? Certainly. I mean, it's certainly far stronger than the Bant list. If the Bant list doesn't have Scape Shift, you know. Oh, interesting. What a funny little play. 4-color decks, 5-color decks out in full force today. Still allow us to proc that other night, which is cute. How old's the cat in the box? 5. Little 5-year-old baby cat. The most perfect baby cat in the whole world. You're in the box. You love the box. It's just the right size. Such a proud cat parent. It's already been 5 years? Yeah, about 2014. Well, I mean, this is a wee bit annoying, but... Let's draw like a billion cards. How old are your cats? Are 5. 5 years old. Once I was 5 years old. Yeah, tummy time. Love, I just reach over and it's immediately tummy time. We got Sheriff taking a nap over by the sun. I do not wish to have a swamp, or a Godless Shrine, or a swamp. We'll be blowing up this board. I want to pet a cat. You gotta get a cat. You gotta get a cat, Sputnik DX. Hey, who here is a Blender user? Like a regular Blender user. Like a BU, a Blender user. What breed are they? I have no idea. I don't know anything. I got a gray one and a brown one. It's about the analysis. The gray one has a very sort of flowery, uneven coat. The brown one's got little dots and stripes. Blender is a kitchen thing, or Blender is a software thing? I should probably clarify that. Who uses the Blender 3D Blender program? Oh, yikes. Who's a regular 3D Blender user? Blender 3D, the software. Inkblob says, I do. Inkblobs, tell me about the work you do with it. I'm really interested about, like, the sort of cool things people do with Blender. Sacrifice it, and then I'm going to summon Yarok from my deck. I'm a professional 3D artist. Well, tell me about some of your work, Inkblobs, man. Tell me about that shit. Dish. Depending upon what we draw, we can just, like, nuke this board abruptly. Inkblobs says I make video game characters, props, items, icons. God, it's so cool. Parappa the Kappa says I used it 15 years ago. I've never been intimidated by a piece of software since. Yes, please attack. Please attack. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we draw a Legion's End, we can just like blow them out. No blocks. I'm here for the pain. God, I love your little jelly bean toes. Oh, it's so good. Well, that didn't do it. Well, I definitely got to play this puppy. Definitely have to cast down this. Definitely have to do some mortification here. You got it. Absolutely. We're a wee bit close. If we draw our Oath of Kaya, we can win. We're going to go to 1, which is an okay amount to go to. Oh, we did. That's just literally not enough. Oh, why does that have haste? Oh, elementals you control have haste. Okay. I didn't know it had haste. Didn't know it. Alright, well, this is a pretty straightforward situation where we just gotta go faster. Cast down. Noxious Grasps. You're not fast enough. Need a single Despark for good measure. I think I'd rather have a Vona. Seems like her cold is gone. Feeling better. It still has a small grasp upon me. I still got the runny nose. Still going through Kleenex. Tired and foggy brained. The idea of like 3D modeling is like absolutely fascinating to me, man. I would love to go first with my aggressive vampire deck. It sounds lovely. You know, the thing that I'm really... the area of graphics that I've always been most interested in learning about is just shaders. Shaders and physics. Obviously because I can program, so like I want to be able to at least use that, you know. It's fascinating to me, the idea, because I mean, like there's some really basic looking, just bland gray boxes, standard looking stuff. that if you just put shaders on it, holy shit, it looks amazing. Like, I saw this incredible shader pass. I thought I cut all these. I saw this just incredible shader pass on... That's a very weird card to keep in. But, whatever. I saw this Minecraft block set that just had incredible shaders on it. Incredible shaders and lighting. And I mean, it just looked beautiful. I mean, it was pretty spectacular to see. I think I just nuke it, yeah. Want to see some crazy shaders? Look at Shader Toy. Oh, dude, Tux 11 Shader Toys, spectacular. It is spec-frickin-tacular. Shader Toy is lovely. I almost feel like they're not even trying to make interesting-looking shaders. They're just trying to make anything that they can with shaders. So working on the Farmer Project, not since the 1st of June. Not since the 1st of June. It has been a rough summer. It is I, I'm now. Land is bad. Land is very bad. I was kind of tempted to save my Noxious Grasp for this bastard. Man, it's kind of funny that Negate, that's generally not a good card against our deck, just wound up dropping it like the most perfect time. Because if we'd gotten that Sorin into the Champion of the Dusk, we would have been in grand old shape. Inigo Quiles, who is that? Shader Magician? Let's bookmark this. Where's my... How do you open the bookmarks tab in this fucker? I'm pretty fucking dead, huh? Runs Shader Toy, used to work at Pixar. This one and this one. Just that one. I actually live right next to Pixar. Well, I mean, if you live in Oakland, you live next to Pixar. Show me what you got. Well, it's going to be a long day. Let's just keep grinding the quick and efficient vampire deck. Man, we have seen a Temple of Mystery as the very first card. A lot. some interesting lists that are just strictly more aggressive. I might make some experimental changes to the list and see how I feel about them. Let's just see what's in the hand, shall we? Bunch of growth spirals. Let's see here. What are some other good Orzhov Vampires lists? Yeah, you know, I've been boarding in Vona like a lot. Might just give her a shot. See if we can get like some sort of buff card. I'm shocking this in because if Sindrael does do something on their turn, I want to be able to nuke it with the cast down. Like, I'm cutting this guy such a high percentage of the time. It merits a rip. I think it's time for some adjustments. You got it, man. What next, Sindrael? What frickin' next? What now? Depending upon what Sindrael does, we can just win the game. Lists I'm looking at are really interesting in terms of their sideboard differences. This one's running 4 of his Vicious Conquistador, which is a deck or a card I'm actually not that big of a fan of. There's a lot of people running Vampire of the Dire Moons as well. Alright, I did it, everyone. I did it, by God. By golly gosh. What? What on earth is that card doing in there? Spell Pierce. Yoinks. I don't like this list as Ashiok Dreamrender in here. Oh, I opened up the same list twice. Huh. Yes, please, do that. Alright, we win next turn unless something prohibitively odd happens. Dufasagi says, I reached Mythic with a hand-hate Grixis control deck I made. I was trying to go for a hand-hate deck. Because, I mean, like, Grixis control seemed very intuitive to me to put in there, but I was just getting dumped on. Maybe I actually just need to run a lot more Legion's End or something like that. Maybe I was curving out too high. Sacrifice this. This guy I find I cut a lot. This little Dusk bastard I find I cut a lot. Oath of Kaya I cut a reasonable amount. Yeah, I'm actually kind of keen on the get more damn 1-drops in. So, let's see. We don't want these pings. 4 Legions End seems excellent here. I think Duress is also appropriate. I don't really care about the Mortify. I think I'll put in the Noxious Grasps instead of the cast downs. Yeah, Dufusagi, if you could, like, drop me a list, that would be fantastic. I think I actually have to keep this, but it sucks. No, I'm gonna trust my intuition. This hand blows. I'm gonna mulligan it. This doesn't do anything. This hand's dramatically better. Get rid of a Legion's End. Well, this is a way better hand. Yeah, I'm gonna try some switcheronis in the pepperoni. How baffling. Damn. Maybe I did want the Mortifies? I don't know.
Stand by and watch.
Bye. Alright. Oh, it's at 18. That sucks. Yeah, I think maybe going for 4 Legions End might be a little overkill.
I've got time.
I'm gonna have to kill this bastard. Let's see here. The Desparks have not felt incredible in the sideboard. I think we can trim those a bit. Play first. This card is stupid good. Given my propensity to get there. Pulsefly TV says, hey Sean Chow, what's the best way to get from Anaheim, specifically the convention center, to LAX? That's just a haul, man. You're just gonna have to get in an Uber and take like a, you know, $40, $50 Uber to get there. And it'll probably take like an hour and a half. You can also go to John Wayne. That's the Santa Ana airport. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I'm looking at a whole bunch of different Orzhov Vampire lists, and you know, I might give this Vampire of the Dire Moon a try.
I am not going to sit this one out.
Oh, fucking Boris.
That's more like it.
Everyone's favorite, Knight of the Eve.
I'll protect you.
Elvish Poopinator. I look and feel mostly dead. Piddle McDiddle says, did you see the Time AI video from Black Hat? They got booed off the stage. I don't even know any of the words that you have shared. That is all new stuff to me. All very new words to me. If Falsify TV, you might want to switch your flight to land in Santa Ana. That's just going to be way, way the hell better. Die to Fairy. Let me just look up Black Hat Time.
Don't make another move.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that means. Alright,
Let's
Black
try
Hat Security
this.
Conference made a very buzzword-filled presentation video with lots of very mathy words. Yeah, I don't really know anything about this. I know nothing. I take no ownership of knowing even the slightest bit about this. Falsified TV says, oh, Santa Ana is like $40 more expensive than LAX and way closer. Ah, I'm perfect. I did it. Yeah, a lot of times when people hear anything Orange County, LA, San Gabriel Valley, things like that, you know, there's actually 3 notable airports that you can give a go. I'm just going to continue to summon champions. Doofusagi says, I'm just trying to figure out where to export my deck list. I mean, literally, you can just share the deck list. You can just go on Discord and just be like, here you go. Just paste it to me. Go on Discord and you'll see a man named Day9 in the Day9 TV Discord. You message that man, because that man is me. Of course I know him.
No
He's
more
me.
games.
No more games. Yeah, oh, I guess there's actually 4 airports. There's Burbank, which I love. I actually, if I fly into LA, I'd fly into Burbank or into Santa Ana. Then there's LAX, which is hell on earth, which is fine. Oh, this kind of is garbage. Get out of here, you bastard.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
So this sucks. What I have to do is I have to attack with everything in order to summon Escape Shift. I have to do some elaborate counting. Well, maybe not. Maybe my opponent's going to play a land and then Escape Shift. We'll find out soon enough. Well, this is actually very good news. Let us divine. LAX or LaGuardia? What's worse? LaGuardia. By like a considerable margin. Alright, so I'm fine training this. I'll just do this then. Heathrow is also legendarily terrible. The way we lose is if it's Teferi Plus right here. Teferi Plus totally hoses us. I'm just gonna peel this very different, very unusual list straight.
This isn't a fight you can win.
So I'm just getting fucking owned everywhere, man. Okay. This is fucking hell on earth. Alright, so that's good. This is okay. This is okay. Problem is, end of turn scape shift just is the end of us. Yeah, I'm gonna switch vampire decks. I'm just hitting a wall here, man. I'm gonna switch to, let's do import. This is a slightly different take. Let me just go ahead and craft these. I think it's these basic dudes I don't have all of yet. I'm also going to close and reopen the interface because it is lagging like hell. And it is posted. Okay, so this is, whoa! This deck takes a pretty different approach, even though it has a lot of the same core cards. A couple of the notable pieces in the main board. The main board looks really similar. Here we're only running a single cast down, still 2 copies of Legion End because that's very strong. But in terms of some of the one-of cards, you'll notice that we don't have an Ajani. We don't have an Oath of Kaya. We're running 3 Skymarcher Aspirants instead of 4, 3 Legion's Landing instead of 4, and then we're running 4 of these Vampires of the Dire Moon. And the Death Touch is pretty notable because it means that things like an Arboreal Grazer just gets eaten alive by the Vampire. So in theory we can chip through. And also it's a nice defensive tool against the decks where we want to play a little longer. The sideboard is the one I find really interesting, where we have triple Ashiok, which basically allows us to slowly devour a scape shift deck. It's a very different and interesting one. The rest of the sideboard looks pretty similar. There's a Plague Mare, which is an interesting 2-of. This would be very good against some of the other more aggro decks, such as Vampires, you know. Only 3 Legions End total, which is starting to feel a little more appropriate. Runs the Vona on the main board, which is tight. Okay, let's see if we can cancel in time. Perfect. I'm gonna get some water. Getting some water feels good. And he also has yogurt. Alright, let's see if we can actually start winning some fucking games. Alright. This will do, pig. This will do. You want me to check out Oathsworn Vampire? You got it, Zeradran. Oathsworn Vampire. Let's take a peek at it. It's from Rivals of Ixalan, as is a lot of the Vampire pals. 2/2, enters battlefield. You may cast Oathsworn Vampire from your graveyard if you gained life this turn. Enters the battlefield tapped. It certainly seems quite weak. The big thing that we're hunting to do is to be aggressive and deal more damage. This card, it's a 2/2 that we can recast from the graveyard. If we gain life, we don't actually gain that much life. And then the benefit of gaining life is just getting another 2/2 out, which is a fairly uninspiring effect for an aggressive deck. A target for Sorin Sack Vamp. So that would be, or I guess I should say, technically that is an undeniable synergy, yeah. However, the thing to consider would be that normally we're doing sacrifices with Sorin because we're about to be able to burn our opponent out. So we don't care if we're sacrificing a very good vampire. We're just ready to demolish.
Every story is an opportunity for new data.
Well, this is concerning.
I know.
Unclaimed territories are in this deck? Okay. I guess it is valuable that it comes out untapped, huh? Pretty obvious choice to get out the Sanctum Seeker to just be able to ping for another 3. Allows us to win the game. Hell yeah. Okay, so in this case, I don't think that the Legion's End is very valuable, because we saw that there were... I really don't know how to sideboard with this. I know that that's not that valuable. I feel like probably the Noxious Grasp. Probably. Possibly the Despark. Possibly the Ashiok. You know, I guess like this, I guess? I'm not entirely sure. And putting the Noxious Grasp seems fine. Alright. We have an Elfie buddy. Probably just going to be building the board early on, regardless. I think my opponent is like blue-white elementals. Or excuse me, blue-green elementals. With Nexus of Fate. So this was a good keep in here. I think also maybe I'm trimming my high end a little too much. I think this is fine to swing and trade. Like, this is a matchup where my 1/1 death touches would be quite good for continuing to clear the board. Maybe. Maybe. And another Elfie guy. Seal's like a completely reasonable thing to blow up. Maybe I do want a bigger deck against this. Alright, well the Rampus Bampusing is coming, for sure. Alright. Certainly feel pseudo-dead. Let's see how this little bastard performs. I think that, like, when looking at the other list compared to this list, with the other list, I really knew how to sideboard. I could tell which ones were getting taken in and taken out, you know. This one is a little trickier for me. I think that, like, after this, I'm going to play until I lose a best of 3. And then I think I'm just going to switch and just start building Grixis. I've just been doing too much just try-hard shit with decks that are just, like, not really working very well for me. Yeah. No attacks. Well, we're gonna start paying 7 life and nuking Cavaliers, which is good. It's rather good. That actually really shits on us.
A new hypothesis with you.
You know, Plague Mares do plausibly feel really nice here. I think maybe cutting the Vampires of the Dire Moon and putting in the Plague Mares. You got me. So I'll cut these and put in the Plague Mares. Those seemed good once. I think I just, yeah, it seems better. Seems better. This seems better. Assume they have Nissa. It's very, very plausible. Okay. All right. Don't need a deck full of them. Bum bada bada bum. Bum ba 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 ba. Bum bada bada bum. Bum ba 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 bow. Wow wow. I want to win, damn it. I'm going to be the international this year. Negative. But I'm going to a TI party, which I'm very, 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 very freaking excited about. Freaking over the moon about it. In this situation, I do believe greed is good. We have the potential to draw substantially more things, and then we can... I'm bouncing in my seat for group stage. It starts tonight. Should start around 7, 8 p.m. Pacific. Ugh.
I have not survived a millennium to stand down now. Welcome to the family.
Ugh. This hurts us pretty bad. What? You're going up on the blast zone? Whoa. Well, color me surprised.
This is but a taste of my power.
The death touch here is actually so relevant. That's pretty... C'est incroyable. Alright. I'm gonna set it to 3. And then our response set it to 3. How long do you expect to stream for today? I'm going to stream for about 4 more hours. About 4 more. So now our opponent is probably like, oh my god, I'm going to heal so much with this Wild Growth Walker. It's going to be so sick. First things first. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It is unclear what occurred. See, I really would love to hit. And then do Grixis Hand Hate. I'm really interested in the idea of... I think, like, I got this... Usagi just sent me a list that has, Bedeck Bedazzle, which I think is a very interesting choice. Opponent fell asleep. I think the opponent maybe just made a small misplay, or maybe just make it a mistakey. I think Carnival Carnage is an interesting deck in the meta or interesting card in the meta right now, because the Carnival deals 1 damage, so it can pick off a lot of things that are 1x cards. God, I completely forgot about. I think Carnival Carnage is a fantastic meta choice. Just a spectacular meta choice that Tofusagi is proposing, because you know you want a lot of ways to deal with, like, you know, Llanowar elves and stuff like that. That is not just a shock. And then it can later turn into a discard effect. Search for Ascanta. Okay, so this, to me, screams I am a Nexus of Fate deck. So Desparks are going to be good here. Mortifys are going to be good here. Carnival does nothing against Adanto. Though true, we also have Bedazzle as an interesting choice card. I think, like, trying to run 4 of them I think might be a bit much. But it's an interesting choice to me. Alright, well this is a nice run out. We see a Nissa. It still doesn't necessarily mean that we're not up against a Nexus of Fate deck, but I would assume we are. Alright, if we get the Sanctum Seeker, we can win. Okay, so this is one of those ones where we don't really want to cast down our Legion's End. These are good against the enchantments. Despark is good against the enchantments. Is this the nuts? Well, I want some of these. How good's Ashiok Dream Renderer? How good is this? I think it's actually not good. Yeah, I think it's actually terrible. I think it's actually terrible because I was stopping to think about Tamiyo, which I think is just look at the top 4 cards. Which is different than searching the library. So I believe that this passive actually does not interact with Tamiyo, because Tamiyo is just look at the top 4 cards of your library, which is a different statement than search your library. I think. It stops Tamiyo's -3. Though that's true, well, it doesn't stop Tamiyo's -3. It will cause less things to be in the graveyard for Tamiyo to interact with. But the biggest danger that I see with Ashiok, the reason why I would say it's terrible, is that if I'm putting cards in their graveyard, then deleting their graveyard, then putting cards in their graveyard, and deleting their graveyard, I'm turning their deck more and more and more into a concentrated pile of Nexus of Fates. I'm bringing them closer to their win condition. So I think that's shit. I think that's my assessment as to why it is a weak card. Yeah, I think it's sort of like it, because I was stopping to try to think about what it interacts with and what it doesn't. Boy, I want to build a Grixis deck that makes me good this card. Boy, I do! What a lovely card this time of year. This might look a wee bit wasteful to Sorin Imperious Bloodlord into Legion, but, you know, I think it's just an efficient way to get everything that I want down. What could Bob Hughes possibly cast? Maybe just the fog effect now. Sure.
Markov grows stronger.
I think my opponent made a unintentional mistake there. Blink of an eye would be a useful thing to do if I was playing a Champion of the Dusk, but you can wait to see what it is that's going to pop out before blinking of an eye.
Let us have a story battle worth
He did stop us from flipping Legion's Landing, which is not especially valuable in this matchup. It's not especially valuable at all, unfortunately.
You could use some manners.
Thank you for your
All stories must end.
come for you one day.
Bing bong bang.
Let me aid your research.
Let me aid your research. Yeehaw. Alright. Fucking hell, man. This is what I should have done last time. Rats.
Do not harm my scrolls.
She sounds so hysterical every time. Ah!
What is one life to say? This wasn't
I
my fight
question
anyway.
this outcome.
Yeah, to me it was an absolutely monstrous threat in this matchup. We have to get out of there. Would it have been possible to summon the Vamp for the fort first, Sorin the Sloth, and attack the Tameo? Oh my god, yeah, Jesus. That's a great play. Yeah, let's do that play. That play's good. Sounds fantastic to me. Wow, you know what? That's so good. I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. Great play, team. Fucking hell. Alright, look at this. Look at this sick play I figured out. It's homebrewed.
Your lifeblood.
Grew this one in my free time. Oh my god. He's the betterest gamer of them all. I have a root snare. You know what? I'm gonna attack anyways, because fuck this guy, man. I got 36 life. I got a Skymarcher. Boom. Big bada boom. What's the win-loss for today about? I think we're either at exactly 50% or just above 50%. Something like that. I mean, it's been not good. It's been not great.
Oh, D9, he's just such a sicko.
Are you chewing on the box, my sweet cat? You are. You get it. You get that box. You show that box who the captain is. You take a shit on that box. You don't take any prisoners. Get it. Get the box. Lick the box. Oh, we're getting claws in the box now. This is awesome. This cat is going to town. I have nothing interesting to say in my life. I play Magic and I watch this cat disassemble the boss. Alright, I am. She has gifted me with box fragments. This is very good. You can see these little box fragments. Man, is my computer lagging? What is this swagging lagging action going on? Yeah, we are one above. Yeah, what the hell is glitching? I think there's something. Oh, hey, oh. Get back in your box. Whew. Something was just chopifying my TV. Let me close this end task. I think I had a deck list open in Chrome, and Chrome was not having a good time. Let me go ahead and go to my live dashboard so I can see your pretty faces again. I want to win. Really, I mean, if once we lose, we're just going to switch to some Grixis Hand Hateful Hate. I have some interesting ideas for this here list. It's a very interesting idea. Keep these cards. Keep these cards. That's such a good cat. Maybe Nicol Bolas is actually not as good as I once upon a time imagined. There's a lot of exile effects that exist that live. Well, this is a wee bit of a rough start. Here comes the vampire of the Dire Man. Are you the best cat? Alright, I have a question for you pet owners. Do you ever have your pet that is sleeping so hard you suddenly get really concerned that they're not alive? Does this happen to you? This totally happens to me, man. I'm like, hi, baby cat. Baby cat? Baby cat! I like shake Sheriff, and Sheriff's like, brrr, and I'm like, oh. I like check the pulse of the cats all the time, man. I'm insane. Especially when they pass out in random places. Yeah, dude. You know, like, there's this thing where, you know, I know a lot of gamers always get really annoyed whenever there's that, like, crinkly old man on the news who's just like, oh, video games are causing my kids' brains to rot and they're gonna become hooligans and all that good stuff, you know. What if it causes violence and all the sort of nonsense that has been debunked a billion times. But I gotta admit, I do really relate to that, you know, like, I'm a cat dad, and I'm obsessively anxious about my cats all the time. I'm like, is this chair gonna poison my cat? Like, I'm that guy. So I kind of relate to the idea that a kid's like, Mom, I just played Fortnite all night and I won so many games. I feel so happy. And I'm like, all right, that's good, but what if you're about to die? You know. Balateris says, my dad once called me thinking the dog had died because he was cold to the touch and not moving. Turns out he was sleeping right under the AC vent super hard. Worst and then funniest phone call I ever got. Oh, it's so tragic. Linkoid says, I have a ferret, and they have a well-known thing where they actually sort of pass out and look dead. Yeah. Oh, baby cats. Oh, baby cats. Legion's Landing. Legion's Landing. Alright, we're getting some damage in. Skeleton says, I'm thinking of adopting a baby cat myself. Do you have any tips for new cat dads? First of all, definitely get 2 cats. Get 0 or 2. Kitties need little buddies to hang around with. Second, when you get the little kitties, make sure that you play with their paws and their tail and scritch their tummies.
You'll thank me later.
Do all these sorts of things so that way the cat doesn't really get alarmed by the idea of being touched. It's a pretty important one. Ooh, boy, are we screwed. I guess not this guy. Ah, shit. Oh my god. Maverk says my ex had a conure. When they are super happy and feeling safe, they will occasionally sleep on their back. She used to bring it to the bed and read and then fall asleep reading. One day I came home and the bird was on its back in the bed next to her and I thought she had rolled over and crushed it. Oh my god. Oh my god. What you doing next level, Claudio? Whatever, dude. I mean, I'm basically, yeah, I'm just gonna get out of this game. I think we're totally boned. B-N-O-D boned. That's not how it's spelled. Let's get these Duresses in. I think we were gonna want the leg ion end in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we have 3 Ashioks in this damn thing. We have 3 frickin' Ashioks. I forgot about that. Look at me. I have 3 frickin' Ashioks. But what do I cut? Something like this. Actually, that could be a pretty interesting one in our Grixis stack. Skeleton says, don't think I can get 2 of them right now. Do they get too lonely without a bud? Yeah, kitties just kind of need a little buddy. Kitties need a little buddy. But does anyone know why I'm putting Ashioks in? Ashioks prevent my opponent from searching their deck. And there's 2 notable cards to let them search their deck. The first being Scapeshift. So the Scapeshift basically it becomes a dead card. The second one is Circuitous Route, which is search your deck for 2 Landos and put them out. I'm gonna mulligan to try to get Ashiok. I'm so happy I did it. Well, you know, I kind of don't want to play vampires anymore. I'm kind of sick of vampires, so... I want to build a Grixis deck that's actually interesting and compelling, so... Blood Moon deck? Yeah, baby. Yes, baby, yes. Blood Moon Lotus Field? Oh. You know what? I'm keeping this fucking garbage hand. You know what? We don't even need this Legion's End. It's me. Alright, for God's sake, give me a black land. Just give me all land. Yeah, black land. I'm the best. Victory. Alright, let's get a white land out there. No, we'll need another black land. Who am I kidding? We need another black land for Ashiok. Who am I kidding? Blood Sun? Yeah. I wish Blood Moon was a thing. I wish Blood Moon was a card. Blood Moon, all non-basic lands. Are moons! Turns your cards into moons. There's a great moon mechanic in MTG.
It's me and our Boreal buddy.
And then another land. Well, I got my damn wish, huh? Block it all day. Grazer, block it all day. Block it all day. Grazer, block it all day. Blast Zone does suck, though. I'm feeling mostly dead. Getting Ashiok prevents the scape shift, but it doesn't prevent the Blast Zone from nuking us. Crumble, crumble, crackle, crumble. Well, farts. We could be dead, despite our awesome Ashiok plants. We could be dead. I mean, okay, the meta is pretty clear right now. It's pretty much just like a shitload of Orzhov Vampires and Bant Scape Shifts. Bant Ramps and John Dinos. So I think if I can deal with thems. Attack! Here I come! Alright. My opponent might be just banking on a Mega Scape Shift, which would be quite awesome. What's the deck that beats both Vamps and Scape Shifts? Fuck! Shouldn't be that upset, you know. I frankly kept the one lander. It's like turning out all right. I just want to get back to deck building. I really like deck building. Deck building's dope. Big dope boss baller deck building. Red control. I'm gonna build a Grixis control deck. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm gonna go build a good old Grixis control. I think I have some new ideas presented by Tosafugi, a gentleman in chat or a gentlewoman. Attack!
And X equals 2.
Gotcha. Meta decks have too many generic answers to jank is hard. Yeah, well, like I think one of the sort of hallmarks of a lot of the decks that live in the meta right now is that they are very strong linearly. Like, they just grow and grow and grow and just become out of control. Just grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. You know, like, what are you gonna do? And for that reason, fuck. Well, you know what? This is gonna deal a lot of damage, actually. Ah, come on, give me your break. It's me, Ashiok. This bastard. Woohoo! Most. You can't crack it. This is the intuitive block, but this is the correct block. That just destroys us, doesn't it? Alright, yeah, we can't beat that. Alright, cool. Grixis time for day 9. Alright, here's the gist of... Let me just do a new deck. Day 9's Fancy Grixis. That's how it's gonna be. Doo-doo-doo. This is a card that I actually find to be quite interesting. Can ping a lot of your early aggressive nerds and allows you to discard against the slower nerds. Obviously, Thought Erasure is going to be a welcome addition. I do think we need Cry of the Carnarium. Maybe even like 3 of these. I mean, I know that... Oops. Blood Sun. Very popular deck here. But there is this other card, Bedazzle, that I actually think is legitimately interesting against a number of aggro ones, because we can +3, -3. So sort of like, maybe I'd run 2 of these with the Cry of the Carnarium. We could also do 2 Cries, 2 Flame Sweeps, something like this. Something like this could actually be quite interesting. Something like this, or some of the other interesting cards that I'm thinking about. Oh, and then of course Legions. Legions and maybe like a pair of these, something like this. Might even put in a 3rd of these. And then Bedevil. Bedevil. 3 seems good. I want 26 Landos in there. So I think it starts roughly like this. I'm going to finish constructing this in a moment. I'm going to go get myself some delicious coffee. We're going to take ourselves one of those 8-minute breakaroos while I go downstairs and get some sweet, sweet, sweet coffee. We're going to need some card draw in this and some other options. I might even try to sneak in another one of the Carnival Carnages, but I think some hand hate. I mean, hell, maybe even Blood Moons. Blood Moons are a popular one. But we're going to probably get a suite of Super Friends in there, and it's going to be good. We'll be back in just